Nancy, I want to switch gears over to the Thunder. Looking back on their season and all the success they had, would you consider it a successful season despite them being upset to the Mavs in the postseason?
It was tremendous, Lou. I mean, really, Sam Presti did such an incredible job with, putting the dynamics of this team together. Winning is hard in this league. And to go from winning 17-plus games from the year before and then getting to the series with the Mavericks, it just said a lot. Sam even said it the other day. He had a little bit of a misstep with bringing in Gordon Hayward. Think about it. If OKC gets Gafford or PJ Washington, that changes the whole dynamics of that series. But Nico Harrison gets them, and look where the Mavericks are today. So the future in Oklahoma City is so bright. Think about this, guys. And I say, guys, you too, Michelle.
I know.
Kawhi, right? Kawhi wanted to win now. So, he says, we got to get Paul George. So they trade that young Shai, SGA, to Oklahoma City for picks and for Paul George. And, look what Shai's done. I mean, I joked with him one day, he's 25. He's about to age out at Oklahoma City because these guys are like 19, 20, 21, 22. They are like tighter than tight. I mean, they're unbelievable, that team. Chet was better than advertised, right? He kind of surprised us. I think I might screw this up, but he was the only player in history to have 100 threes, 100 blocks, and 100 assists for a big. It's pretty unbelievable, right? With all the great players in the league, in the history of the league. He changed the dynamics defensively at the rim. He can block your shot, he can change your shot, and he can get in your head. And that's a stat that we don't see on a sheet. SGA is like a poet with the ball. Jalen Williams, J-Dub, he got so much better from the year before. And Coach Dagnall, I gotta be honest, this guy is like, it's taken a master class. When every press conference or every time I'm around him, he's brilliant. The guys really like him. And I'm gonna get to the Lakers coaching. So the players, they adore this man. He can be firm, but he can be fair, but he's got their back. And you have to have great interpersonal skills with players. I mean, they'll give up a little X and O's if they know you care about them, and they have that going in Oklahoma City. They're destined to be a championship team.
Yeah, Nancy, we had Isaiah Joe on the show yesterday, and he was basically talking about how it feels like an AAU team sometimes. Yeah. They're all so close. They all hang out. They all just want to win. The one weakness that they did have this year was rebounding, and they got out-rebounded in the postseason as well, which we kind of knew was going to happen with playing Chet at the 5 and kind of thin in that position. Is there someone you saw this year? I know you mentioned Daniel Gafford. Is there like a big you kind of had your eyes on where you're like, man, we should go after this guy this summer and kind of add that beef down low?
It could be an experienced NBA guy, but I think Sam is at the point now where he still has so many picks that he can package this up. We did have Al Horford a couple years ago, right? I mean, that was pretty unbelievable. Now Al is just playing the best ball of this point in his career. Yeah, I mean, there's bigs, but, as you guys know this, the money has to match up. The length of the contract has to match up. What do you have in cap space? So it's not just going after a name. It's going after somebody who can actually fit into your dynamics of this team. Because you don't want to ruin this team. Like everybody was talking about, well, they're going to get rid of Giddey. Well, he's part of that team dynamic that he's a glue guy with his teammates. So much of that is really important.
What is it like there, like in that community, around that team, when the MVP talks are just at their hottest moment, and it's like everyone's just, it's Jokic, and then the Thunder show up and they're the #1 team, and all of a sudden SGA, because Lou was an SGA guy before the season even started for MVP, and there was a lot of good arguments to be made for him to get it. What was it like being around the team? I mean, was it a no-brainer? Everyone thought this is his?
Well, he was in the mix the year before, and he makes the All-Star team for the first time. SGA came back and he was better than ever. I mean, people forget he's 6'6". He's long. He can play a slow man's game, and then he has that burst and explosiveness. He's a willing passer. He can hit his three-point shot. I know he continues to improve on that, but he's got moves. He's got counter moves. He's got just the angles, right hand, left hand. I know you guys were talking about Kyrie and his left hand. Shai is unbelievable with balance, leverage, and he's got such spatial awareness that he can just get through a hole. You think you're trapping him, and he's gone, and now he's bringing that second level player up. He knows where his, next pass is, and really, he's unbelievable. And he was one of the best. I think he led in steals. He's got, in the league for guards, he's one of the best rebounding guards in the NBA. Tremendous defender. And when you have Chet, you can actually play harder, right, Lou? When you got a big guy, or Chandler, you got a big guy on the inside, you can really play hard on the perimeter. Because if you miss, if you get attacked, there's somebody behind you to clean up that mess. But it allows you to play with that energy and that effort and be a dog on the perimeter, because if you have nobody there, I don't care what anybody says. Nobody wants to look bad if somebody, blows by you and there's nobody rotating, the lower guy is not there. So that whole team is wrapped around what SGA does. They adore him. He's kind, he cares, he's so intelligent. And he'll be in that MVP voting for many years to come.
Lou's going to have him again before next season.
For sure.
I already see it in his eyes.
I'm a huge SGA guy.
Yep.
I had the pleasure of playing with him for a season, and I just loved the kid. I thought he was great.
By the way, you don't hear people described as kind very often
Rarely,
anymore.
but
Very underrated.
He's literally kind.
I know. It's a good quality.